Hello everybody. Angela here with ElaCateDesigns, and I am here to share a design team project I have done for Ephemeras Vintage Garden using her Lady Eleanors journal kit. And I'm super excited because Ephemeras Vintage Garden and Debbie Ann Parent is the person that first introduced me and got me into junk journals. I was watching art journal videos on YouTube because I used to do art journaling and mixed media art years ago, and her videos popped up on, the recommended list, and I watched a couple and was hooked. So thank you very much, Debbie, for allowing me to use this kit and do this design team project for you. Like I said, I was very excited to have this opportunity. So I have tried quite a few new different things with this journal, and the first being the cover. Now let me say, the camera is picking this up as being a little more green toned than it really is. There's more browns and coppers and gold, but it's showing up a little more green than it really is. So the cover was inspired by Paula Lemmon, who a while back had done a video on Christmas ornaments and using paper, clay, and molds. So that is what I have done for all of the leaves here. Are all paper clay, and then the frame here is just wood. And so it's all been painted in layers of paint and the metallic wax gilding and gelatos and a whole bunch of different things. So I've got ridges, and it's all got metallic gilding, and there's lots of shimmery, and it's grungy and just gorgeous. Loved it. Love it. So it is my usual 9x6 size, and there is just under 200 pages. So we'll get into the inside. Man, my lighting is just awful. It's throwing off all the colors. Let me try adding another light and see if that helps at all. Did that help? Maybe. I don't know if you can even tell the difference. Anyhow, okay, so this is kind of a fall nature theme that I went off of from her kit, and I did different things with the pages from the kit. So she's got quite a few pages that have these botanicals on them and lines for journaling, and instead of using them for actual pages, I cut them up into journal cards. And everything's coffee stained except for this cardstock. I just did some light inking on. And I did a ton of collaging. And I've kind of been into the collaging bits for a while. And then I watched Nick the Booksmith and her Raggedies, and I am that's my obsession right now, to be honest. So a lot of the pages I've done collaging, and there's a ton of sewing in this book. So right here you can see is a piece of one of the pages from the kit. I printed a few pages off on just regular copy paper and kind of tore them up and used them for collaging on the pages. And I have a bunch of my kind of interpretation of NYX Raggedies. And I've done, excuse me, raggedy envelopes and bags. And you're going to see the glare because there's a sheet of acetate over this. So in the center is some dried rose petals and a leaf that I've sewn under the acetate on top of the collage. So there you go. There's quite a few of these throughout the journal. I think there's about 14. And they've just been clipped in so you can move them around. And I've just done my usual, random assortment of pages. I've done quite a bit of stamping with some different leaf stamps. Down here is a die cut, and they are the skeleton leaves by Sizzix. And it's going to be, I don't know if it's going to show up on camera, but I die cut textured cardstock after I had crumpled it and put it through an embossing folder, and then ran like the metallic gelatos and wax, metallic wax gilding over them. So there's some metallic and there's just some different textures within them. There's also some vintage papers throughout, and those I did not coffee stain. I just kind of left them their natural aged colors. Here's another one of the raggedy collaged bags that have been clipped on, and I've got one of the skeleton leaves on that as well. And I've got some, excuse me, paper clips that I have done with just some silk leaves. And over here's just some leaf punches that have been sewn on, and it's that same cardstock that I've done the textures to. And then I have a couple of these throughout. I want to say there's about 8 of these, and these are pages from the kit that I printed on cream cardstock and then cut in half to turn into these kind of large journal card raggedy inserts. So what I was kind of thinking with these, which would be neat, is to put a photo on the front or a collage on the front, and then you can journal on the back. And then obviously they can be moved around the journal. Here's another one of the page collages with part of the kit here on this side. And another card. Same here. Some more of those little leaf punchies. Some vintage ledger. Another collage page here. And I love this kit. It has so many different nature elements in it, as well as I think she had done some eco printing and incorporated that into some of her designs. Some stamping and another leaf paper clip. And this is another raggedy bag. And this is another one of the large, we'll call them raggedy journal cards. And another skeleton leaf. Another one from the kit. And this is just some coffee stained parchment paper. When I would coffee stain and bake them in the oven, which I rarely do nowadays, but I have a big stack of these parchment papers that I would put underneath the papers that were in the oven. And so I've just torn it up and added it into the collaging elements. Another piece from her kit. This is another Raggedy bag. And the bags have all been made from coffee stain deli paper and like the craft wrapping paper. So yeah, I just went to town with collaging and sewing, and I had an absolute blast making this journal. This is another one of the envelopes with the dried rose petals under the acetate. Another page from the kit. And another bag. And this clip is just a little flower clip that I made, and a vintage button. And another page collage with some fibers and a little lace snippet up there. It took me close to an hour this morning to clear off my desk enough to film this video, because I have been working on so many different journals simultaneously, and I've been doing a ton of collage work, so there was stuff everywhere. I still have an entire table I have to clear off, but I got my desk clean enough to do a video. And up here in this collage is some vintage ledger paper that's actually from a vintage ledger I purchased from the late 1800s. And it's very brittle, so I was using it for collage work because you can't use it as actual pages because it's just so delicate. And another of the Raggedy collaged bags. I've done stamping on some of them. Another one of the envelopes. Another collage page. And some of them I've sewn in some die cuts from the Wildflowers, Sizzix Wildflowers, Tim Holtz Wildflowers sets. That was one of those things I literally just had sitting on my desk left over from another project and threw it in there. Another collage bag, and this Autumn Fires is from her kit. It's one of the pieces of ephemera, so I just used that on the bag. Another leaf clip, some more stamping, another page collage. I can't speak in the morning. Why do I insist on doing videos in the morning when I can't speak? I don't know. It's because the house is still quiet. Everyone's still asleep. Another envelope, and some of the envelopes have really old newspaper that I was gifted, and I don't know how old it is, but it is super brittle. So the pieces I've used are literally just pieces of the envelope or the newspaper that have already kind of like crumbled apart. So I've been salvaging little pieces to add to the collages. as it goes along. All right, another one of the large journaling card collage pages. And underneath the lace is this kind of neat washi. It's like a copper, and it has little gold ravens, or I'm sorry, little black ravens on it. And I thought that was really cute. I was actually making this one on Halloween morning, so I thought that was kind of fitting, because this is kind of a fall theme. So lots of pages to journal on, lots of elements to move around, some more collaging. Another page from the kit. And some more collaging, and this one's got some cheesecloth and some different laces, and another one of the bags. And this is part of a poem from the Robert Frost poetry book that I've kind of torn apart and been using in journals for quite a while now. Another envelope with the dried flower petals under the acetate. And another bag. I had posted on my Instagram and Junk Journal Junkies chat group, and I believe Ephemeras Vintage Garden Facebook group as well, some up close kind of sneak peeks of some of these collage pages the other day. And another page from the kit. Some more collaging. There's a few pieces of this ribbon that I've sewn in. It's very shiny and metallic, but I just really liked the colors, and I thought it went well with the colors throughout the journal. Another page from the kit. And I've got some collaging here, as well as another one of the leaf paper clips with a bag on the back. And lastly, another journal card. So that is it. It is thick and chunky and so much texture on the sides. I love it, love it, love it, love it. And I love how this cover turned out. I wish the camera was picking up the right colors, because it definitely looks more green on camera than it really is. It's more browns. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for sticking with me this morning. I hope to have this listed on Etsy in the next couple of days, along with a few other journals I have completed. So stay tuned for those. I hope you all have a great day. Thank you so much again for all the views and likes and comments. So lots of love to you all. Bye now.